Hello and welcome again to the Bharatiya Media Podcast. Let's start up, where we help young entrepreneurs in educating successful entrepreneurs. In today's episode, we have Mr. Abhishek Kaushik, founder Mitra. Mitra offers broad range of healthy basics offerings, the finest grains, spices, premium edible oils, nutrient-rich pulses, and variety of instant mixes, organic alternative, oats, millet-based goods, and more. So without any further delay, let's get started. So tell us about Mitra, what inspired you to direct to this, venture?
See, Mitra means friend, right? So we call friend in Hindi, and that's the name what we have taken Mitra.
Hmm.
So from Mitra it became Mitra. I guess the requirement of the basic propaganda, basic agenda of Mitra has always been and would always be that health should be a good health should be affordable for all, right?
Hmm.
What we are forcing in the market,
Hmm.
usually the healthier products which we claim are usually on the higher side,
Right.
and the problem is that it sometimes crosses the buying capacity of the normal customer. So hence, we came up with this idea that we will we will manufacture products in such a way, right, and giving the high quality products at the affordable prices, and specifically targeting tier 2 and tier 3 cities of India, and hence Mitra is one of them. FMCG industry is what we operate in. Specifically, we work in food manufacturing. So basic essential, if I talk about, which consists of your flour, oil, spices, rice and pulses. This is something where Mitra operates.
Hmm.
And it almost been has been 18 months journey for us, Mayank, and doing on great, and giving and providing a good, healthier product, affordable, good, healthier product for all. Yeah, so that's the basic
So
propaganda.
what inspired you to create a direct to customer model based brand in this FMCG segment? What is this
See,
inspiration behind it?
yeah, I'll tell you. What inspired me is that, see, there is a very very big mid-level range gap kind of a thing which is available in the market. For
Hmm.
example, a higher product is a category A product you can tell, or you can tell a finest product is basically usually on a higher side. What
Hmm.
happens is
Right.
that it is affordable in the tier 1 city, but as soon as you get into tier 2 or tier 3 cities, it
Hmm.
goes the above threshold level of the buying capacity of that particular customer.
Hmm.
And on the other hand, then there are cheap knockoffs which are available, which
Hmm.
customer has to settle down, right?
Correct. Correct.
So between this cheap knockoff and the healthier category A product, there is the gap which is there in terms of pricing threshold. The gap which is there as an opportunity is something what we captured on, right? And we gave them a good product wherein a person who was buying a local product has upgraded themselves by
Hmm.
spending something extra to our brand, and they are getting
Hmm.
a good product at the end of the day. So so we lie there in between the local product and plus the branded product. So we lie in between them. So that is something mid-level range gap what we are filling, and that is a very very huge opportunity, across all the categories. It's not about only FMCG. It's about, cosmetics. It's all about other products, other line of items. You can see a lot of companies, brands coming now. Somebody is selling watches, somebody is selling perfumes, and somebody is
Hmm.
selling shoes, somebody selling clothes. So I guess this mid-level range, good quality, affordable category is something which is an opportunity in India, which somebody, I guess, all the entrepreneurs should latch on, and at least that this is a very very great scope for the next 10 years, rather I should say that. Yeah.
That's good. Suppose a small startup wanted to, start in this segment for, D2C segment. So what they can do in this area?
See, the most important thing, as a founder, what you have to realize is,
Hmm.
what customer segment you are targeting, right? This is very, very important, right?
Hmm.
What I have foreseen is that everyone is running in a rat race kind of a thing. If some other brand has launched on Amazon or Flipkart, I'll also launch on Amazon, Flipkart.
Hmm.
And what they do, they end up fighting and competing with the other brands to give the product to the customer, and unnecessarily spending on the marketing and everything out there, and end up having burn in their P&Ls. I mean, bottom lines, right?
Hmm.
The biggest problem nowadays is that we don't realize that who our customer is, to whom you are selling. which type of category of customer you're targeting, what's their age group, why they are buying it, how many times you're getting a repeat ratio out of it, right? Feedbacks from the customer. I guess these are very, very important things for a new B2C
Customer-centric
brand.
approach needs to be picked up.
Customer-centric approach has to be there. There is as I told, there is a rat race going on. Now there is another race going on for acquisition, acquiring the customers.
Right.
We as B2C brands sometimes forget, right? The customer who are already buying our products. I guess we have to pay more attention to the retentionship rather than acquisition. We become very, very happy when we go ahead and acquire 100 customers. My target is to acquire 100 customers every week,
True.
right? But what you're doing on the other end, you're actually losing out your 80 customers who are buying from product, right? So
Mm.
at the end of the day, your funnel is only of 20%, right? This is the biggest problem, right? So Mitra, we specifically concentrated on customer retainership, right? That why the customer is buying a product, what
Mm.
is he liking about our product, right? What kind of repeat ratio, how many times he's repeating our product in a month. So today
Mm.
Mitra stands for 78% repeat ratio, man, which is almost 3x higher as compared to the normal market standard rate,
Mm.
right? I guess this is something very, very important to stop running in an acquisition rat race, stop burning money. I
Mm.
guess you need to provide a good quality product to the customer. Either ways, you can go with the online, you go with a distribution channel, whatever way you think should be the best. You
Mm.
go take that way and stick to that, right? Results doesn't come on first day, right? It takes time. It took us 18 months to develop 400 plus distributors and 15,000 plus retail touch points, right? Today, we started with 50 tons, 40 tons a month, and today we sit on a capacity of close to 1,200 and 1,500 tons a month. So this almost 100x increase in terms of sales and sales and numbers happened not in a day. It happened took almost 18 months for us to become a steady brand in the market. So I guess that is very, very important. You need to identify a customer, that who is buying and why is he
Identify the
buying.
target audience, and customer-centric approach is the key.
Customer-centric approach. Never underrate a customer, irrespective is a tier 2 customer or a tier 1 or a tier 3 customer. Don't think so that if you are selling little bit, cheap as compared to the bigger brand, do you think that you can sell anything to the customer? Every customer has their own sentiments. Every customer has their own thought process.
Mm.
I guess the feedback has to be taken very, very strongly, and improvisation has to be done in your products. And I guess that is very, very important. So this is what I believe, the customer-centric approach has to be there. If you're not able to build a customer around you, you spend crores of rupees, doesn't make any sense. You will end up burning your P&Ls. And that's exactly what is happening right now.
Mm. True, true.
I mean, nobody talks about profitability. They all talks about part two profitability. They talk about that, we have reduced our burn from minus 30% to minus 20%. Arey Baba, this is not the way how business works, right? Business works when you
Correct.
sell a 10 rupee thing in 15 rupees. And that
Mm.
5 rupees is your gross profit. That is something which is a business,
Mm.
right? So you can't end up saying to the investors that we have
Ah.
reduced our burn, we have reduced
So
our
those
negatives
days
and
are
all.
gone where, we are acquiring customer, we will build market, and, we will do those things.
You're
Those days are
spending,
gone.
spending 200 rupees and saying this is my customer acquisition cost. Then again spending 500 rupees and telling that this is my customer retention cost.
Retention
I'm
cost.
not able to understand this kind of a business, and I really don't want to get into that. You know
Right.
what? Business is all about being profits, right? I understand you make less profit, not a problem. But the point is that the customer which has already bought your product, he
Yeah.
should be your customer. You need not to spend extra money to
Yeah.
retain. He should be
Yeah.
retained by the product quality.
True.
Okay, I understand in the very first beginning you have given him a discount, you have
Yeah.
bought him in your category, you have bought him purchase your product. I understand that. But the second time, if he's coming and he buying your product, he should be buying your product basis the quality, right? This is something what I believe. Not basis we are giving you discounts again, sir. Please buy a product. No, at the end of the day, these are not business models which are successful, right? To be
Right,
honest, right?
right, right, right.
You're not solving any pain point of the customer. You are just
Hmm.
giving customer options,
Hmm.
to further, exploit,
Hmm.
your money. And this is what I believe, and this is something which is happening. So, you need to talk about profit. This is what I believe, and customer centric approach has to be there. Yeah,
Hmm. So
and
what
then only you will be able to increase the prices of the customers
Wha-
of your
What
product.
what what challenges do you face in building a customer base for Mitra, especially in the competitive segment like FMCG space?
See, man, India is a country of 170 crore people. Yeah, matlab, sometimes if you ask me that, who are a competition, I will term ITC is my competition. And second
Hmm.
question, if you ask me that, how will you compete with ITC? Well,
Hmm.
I guess that's a very, very illogical question to be asked. Nobody can compete with ITC. Matlab,
Correct.
my point is that it's a 180 crore population country. What you are selling is you're selling an essential category, right?
Hmm.
People consume it on daily basis and people consume it thrice a day,
Hmm.
morning, evening, and dinner.
Hmm.
Right. The point is this, that how will you maintain the demand if your product kicks off? That is something which is very, very important now, right?
Hmm.
Uh, there is no challenge in facing up the competition right now because India is so vast and big. Even regionally, I'm talking
Hmm.
about, we have an habit in startups of saying that, we'll go pan India in next 2 years, we'll go pan India in 3 years. This is a joke to go
Right.
pan
Right.
India in
Right.
next 3 years. It is not a joke, but selling 5 products to Tamil Nadu through e-commerce or an Amazon, you say that we have already captured, Tamil Nadu. Doesn't make any sense, right? If
Right.
you want to capture state, means that you have a set distributor, you have a set repeat ratio, you have a set customers, you have a set revenue, you have a
Hmm.
set EBITDA margin. This is how you capture the state, right? So
Correct.
my point is that even if you don't, there is no competition as such in a 180 crore country. To be honest, right? The
Correct.
only thing is that
Especially in this
so,
FMCG segment.
why we are, so that's what I'm saying. You are basically specifically in the FMCG segment because you are into essential category. The demand
Correct.
is so high if your
So I.
product is good. The
Yeah.
first thing is that your product should be good. The
Yes.
demand is so high that you will, the biggest fear out here, rather, I should say that, is that how will you meet the demand?
Hmm.
Today, Mitra, if I talk about, we have taken a new 1.5 acre facility. We
Hmm.
were we were selling 400 to 500 tons. Immediately, the demand increased and we jumped to 1,500 tons.
Hmm.
Today, the way the orders are going ahead and the way we are penetrating more into the city, no wonder in the next 6 months I have to increase my capacity from 1,500 tons to even 3,000 tons per month. So
Hmm.
again, the point, this is a happy problem. I'm not saying it's a bad problem. This is a happy problem,
Yeah.
but this is something which you have to maintain.
Hmm.
Competition is not as such in the market. I'll be honest with you. If you're giving a good quality, affordable product in the market, which
Hmm.
looks good, tastes good, and
Hmm.
good on the pocket size, I guess you are making a killer combination product. And
Hmm.
you should know that who is your customer. Today, our customer who are buying our product are basically from the age of 30 and goes up to 50.
Hmm.
Their per month income is kind of 35 to 40. They are earning 25,000 to 35,000 rupees per month in a tier 2, tier 3 city, living in a joint families. And our repeat ratio is 1.5x with each customer who is buying our product. So this is something, acute data analysis, which has to happen.
Hmm.
And you should be understand that why the customer is buying a product. So competition is not as such. But the
Hmm.
point is that how you meet the demand. Even at a regional level, even if you, say, for example, if you're staying in Delhi NCR,
Hmm.
even if you stick to Delhi NCR, don't go anywhere outside. You
Hmm.
still be able to create a 500 crore rupees brand in the next 5 years. This is, I can guarantee. This is so much of it. Yeah.
Hmm. So, how do you identify consumer trends to innovate your product line? And how a startup founder can, do the same?
See, consumer trends has to be identified that what consumer wants next from you, right? How consumer is reacting to your product.
Hmm.
See, I told you that why is he buying? Let's say why is he buying is very, very important factor to understand. Then only you will be able to make any changes or
Correct.
introduce new set of products,
True.
right? If I talk about my flour, let's talk about flour. Flour was the first product which we introduced, right? And that became an instant hit. Well, that's our hero product right now.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
flour as a product, why people are buying it?
Hmm.
Why people are buying it? Because the reason being, when we are selling it in the market, we did a feedback, and we got to know that we still work, Mayank, on a stone grinding methodology. Matlab, we
Hmm.
still use stone to grind the product, which has been a part of Indian tradition ecosystem since past
Correct.
thousands of years. Right?
Hmm.
And anything which is being prepared through stones are basically high in multigrainability, right? And second thing, high and rich in fiber. So why people are buying Mitra? Because reason being, they think they're taking Mitra as a multigrain product, which is rich in
Okay.
fiber. And that's true also because that's a stone grinding methodology,
Hmm.
right? So this is something which we got to know that people are liking it because our flour contains bran into it. They say, we call it choker in Hindi. So flour contains bran. So this is one of the biggest reason why a product became instant hit, because reason being, if you buy a brand product, brand based flour product in the market, it's
Hmm.
cost you somewhere around about 550 to 600 rupees for 10 kgs. Our product is available to end customer in 380 to 400 rupees to the end customer.
Hmm.
So pricing factor became an important thing in this because we are giving the high end quality product in a good affordable price. Second thing, we really worked on, you need to work on your designing and appeal of the product. This is very, very important. Do not copy it from anyone. If you look at the Mitra design, if you get a chance to go on their website, we only
Mhm.
use three color combinations. So
Yes, yes,
flour in so let's talk about flour.
yes.
Flour in India has been coming in a packaging where you will see a wheat grain or where you will see a woman or a lady standing with a roti in her hand or maybe a yellow in color packet. This is the kind of a flour thought process which has been embedded in your mind ki if this is
Correct.
a packet, there's going to be flour only. No, we
Yeah.
changed the complete concept. If you look at the Mitra packaging, we use only three colors in that.
Hmm.
Without opening the product, without opening the packet, you won't be able to realize that what's inside that. So
Hmm.
that is the curiosity what we generated for the customer. That how can somebody can pack a flower like this in such a kind of this kind of
Yes,
quality
that's what
that
I
attracts
see.
the customer. Our packaging and design was the instant, very, very killer hint, kickstart for us to get into the market. So I guess pricing is so I guess design and appeal is something which every founder has to pay a very, very key attention that what kind of a product he
Hmm.
is giving to the market, how people will look at it, and when they will take that product in their hand, how will that feel, right? So that is something because FMCG is all about look and feel, to be honest, right? You go to a
Correct.
supermarket, you pick up the packet, you look at the packet, you turn it around, you look at what kind of ingredient, how does it look, then you buy it. It plays an important role in your making taking a buying decision, right? And third is the pricing, what we have to keep in mind, key, what kind of pricing we have to introduce to kickstart in the market. So I guess these three combinations is what we kept on mind.
So
Consumer trends in the
how you collect the feedback from the customer? You go to the customer, or how? What is the process
we
like
go
in
to
the
so we
model?
work with distribution. We work with distributor. We work with wholesalers
Okay.
and end retailers. We
Hmm.
do not give directly to the end customer.
Okay. Okay.
The feedback which has been taken is has been taken from the distribution,
Hmm.
takes from the wholesalers and takes from the retailers. That why people are buying it. A simple example, uh, the brand regulation. This is very, very important how you make it in the customer mind. So today in the customer mind, the brand regulation is that I need that English brand wala flour. This is
Hmm.
what they say.
Hmm.
English brand wala atta. Why they call it as English brand wala atta? Though the name is Mitra.
Hmm.
Mitra.
Hmm.
Why they call it? Because the reason being the color combination what we have put in.
Design.
Blue, white, and beige is something which the product is actually clearly visible when lying in the shop, and he
So.
simply states points his finger and says that yeah, I need that English brand wala atta because the color combination is like that. So this has become the brand recognition, right?
Hmm.
Ki mujhe I need that Mitra flower only because that is lying there. So this is something which is very, very important. So now, and it's also very, very important for, I also say one more advice to the founders of any FMCG industry or any other D2C brand, what they're doing.
Hmm.
Never rush to launch a lot of products. Never ever rush. Irrespective, you have money in your pocket. People think I have 28 SKUs, I have 14 SKUs, I have 30 SKUs, I have 15 SKUs. No, there's no point.
Correct.
There is no point of that having the SKU if the sales is not there. You should be having at least one or two products who are basically your signature products,
Hmm.
basis which your brand regulation, your brand gets established in the market. And
Hmm.
after that, you push anything on that particular slide, it will go like a butter. But the
Uh,
point is this that to showcase it to the investor, to showcase it to the rest of the people, we say that we have 25 products, we have 30 SKUs. Arre Baba, at
hmm.
least do you have the sales figure in that how much you are able to sell out of it? Or they are
Correct.
lying in your inventory warehouse. It doesn't make any sense.
Hmm.
So I would say that work on four products, three products, two products, max to max. Work
Hmm.
on them consistently.
Hmm.
Spend all your energy in that, spend all your money in that. Create a very, very good product
Hmm.
as per you, whatever you think like. Introduce it into the market. Wait
Hmm.
for the customer feedback. Consistently work on that.
Hmm.
Make it a hero product. Make it established in the mind of the customer that this is the
Hmm.
product what I want, or this is the brand which for which this product is known for. Like Mitra means atta.
Hmm.
This is what people say. So this is something which you have to work on, and then you launch other set of products so that it will go like a butter. This is what my advice to all the founders would be.
Hmm.
Don't run in a race that the other brand has already launched 14 products. I am sitting only on three. I have to launch seven more. No, that is something you have to pay a key attention on. And there is always a difference, Mayank, between own manufacturing and getting it white labeled from outside.
Hmm.
Even if you're getting it white label or manufactured from outside from a third party, no harm in that. But the point is that a very, very strict control on the quality checks, very, very strict control, how the product is getting manufactured, what are the ingredients. I guess there is something which you have to pay very, very key attention to it, that what kind of a product your consumer is actually consuming. right? And that is something which is very, very important. I feel that work on small trends, right?
Mm.
What customer feedback is, what they are saying, how they are reacting to the product. Even if there are some returns, why there are some returns, right? You should pay very, very key attention to returns, because initially days it will be only a 0.5% or 1% return. But if you don't pay attention to it, this 1% can turn into even 10%, 20%, 30% returns. And that's what I've seen with a lot of D2C brands. They are struggling. They're selling 100% product, but the return which is coming is 40%. Their inventories are getting full off and product is expiring. So that is something which you pay very key attention to it. So, a small feedbacks, I guess that will help you a lot. This is what I
Mhm.
feel.
So how big the market is, means what is the opportunity is there in the next 5 to 10 years for the startup founders in this area?
$120 billion market, man. Matlab, you won't be able to even count the zeros into it, to be honest.
Mhm.
Being a founder, I never thought that I should capture a $120 billion market. I mean, it's huge. It's huge. You won't be able to. Tomorrow, even if you say that I take a 5% of a $120 billion market is huge, right? You can still create a unicorn out of it. Even
Uh,
if 0.5% of $120 billion, if you can make it half to half, 0.0005%, even if you make it, you still end up creating a 500 crore rupees company in it.
mm,
Market is huge. I guess exports opportunities are very, very huge out there.
mm,
Specifically in FMCG, when we talk about a lot of Asian communities living outside India, Middle East countries, Europe, American market, Canada market. I guess that is a very, very good opportunities for export, right? Plus the Indian market where you're already working. So
mm,
market is truly very, very big. I guess it's just there waiting for the right product and for the right fitment. I guess that is something which you have to concentrate on. You need not, you see, you have to bifurcate your revenue. You have to bifurcate your profitabilities of the company. It shouldn't be like, I
how
will
a
completely,
startup should, how a startup should be doing his pricing, because since FMCG is a very low margin based industry, so how the pricing should be for a startup
I guess you
founder?
know what? That's a myth that FMCG is a low market industry. Even I also thought on the same parameters before I entered into it. I
Hmm.
worked with the, Tata's, right? Closely worked with Tata Consumer Products. I worked with Tata Pulse, Tata Sampoon, Tata Salt, all these stuffs, right? So FMCG is a bigger mass game rather, man. I should say that. It's a very, very big mass game, right? Margins are not something which are less. I would say margins are steady, rather, I should say that. Say, for
Hmm.
example, if you're in a 25% gross margin, right? Giving an example, I'm talking about own manufacturing setup. And out of 25% gross margin, still you're able to make an EBITDA of, say, for example, 8% at the end of the day, or 7%. You're done with the game, right?
Hmm.
7% positive EBITDA. Today, what's happening with the D2C brands? They're making 60% gross margins, what they're claiming. And
Hmm.
50% is what something the online marketplace are taking from them. They're only left with 10% and end up burning the PNL with minus 20%. So if
Hmm.
just tell me, if you are an investor and you're sitting with both the brands, me and other
Hmm.
D2C brands like this, I
Hmm.
am making 25-30% gross margins, making 7%, 8% EBITDA positive. Another brand making 60% gross margins and making minus 10. Whom you will invest? Simple as that, right? So that's a myth, basically. This has been embedded in the founder's mind that
Hmm.
if you have to launch a product, you have to do only D2C, and D2C can only be done through your own website or Amazon or a Flipkart. That's
Hmm.
it. They
Hmm.
are not able to think beyond that. Why can't I go to market directly? Why can't I place my product at the distribution? Why can't I place my product at the supermarkets? Why
Yeah.
can't I, interact directly with the customer? Why they're not taking this channel? Because nobody has taught them to take this channel, actually. You
Hmm.
know, that's what I said. A race is going on that, if he has launched on the product, I will also launch on the Amazon. I understand that.
Hmm.
See, we never went to online marketplaces. The reason being, our products are 5 to 10 kgs in pack. The logistics cost going to be so much higher,
Ah.
that you will end up not making anything out of it. So, if you talk about Amazon, Amazon is after my life to launch the product on their platform. But the
Hmm.
point is that a 400 rupees product on Amazon, which is there in the market, has to be 600 rupees on Amazon, because Amazon will take the logistic charges for per kg, right? It doesn't make any sense to sell my product in 600 rupees. So
Hmm.
hence we didn't take that path of selling it on online marketplaces. But we are launching a series of 1 to 3 kgs now. We are
Hmm.
launching some millet-based products. We are launching some keto-based products now in terms of flour and millets and everything. So that's going to be available on online marketplaces. But still,
Hmm.
Even if you ask me that, Abhishek, what going to be the revenue split in the next 3 years, I would still say that 90% or 80% would be still coming from the distribution, and rest 20% would be coming through online. So I don't want to take my online as a majority factor.
Hmm.
Distribution always will be a majority for me, because that is something what we have built for ourselves. And this is the way how FMCG works,
Hmm.
right?
I
FMCG
have
always works on distribution
I
channel.
have one question from a small friend of mine. Okay, he is having masala package kind of thing. So he wanted to go to the supermarket. So what should be the way? Means what should he do to launch his product in supermarkets?
I guess for the supermarket, he has to make the product, first of all, sit on the shelves.
Hmm.
Right. There is a time frame. You have to wait patiently, because even the supermarket guy won't be pushing your product. No, you buy this, you forget about this, you buy this. No, there would be shelf, there would be a sales guy of yours who would be standing in that supermarket,
Hmm.
giving a taste to the customers and everything. So the small bits and bits of marketing happens, and then your product will be able to push into the market. The only thing is that the patience is very much required. You have to talk to the supermarket stores, place your
Hmm.
product at least for a month on the shelves, so that people
Hmm.
can go have a look at it. Run some offers and discounts, smaller offers and discounts, make it reach to the customer kitchen anyway, or even if you can club it with any other product.
Hmm.
But your end motto initially should be that your product should reach to the customer
Reach
kitchen
to the
anyhow,
customer. Right.
right? If you're combining it with any other product, if you are giving it as a, I'm not terming it as a free of cost, but if you're giving a small samples to the end customer who are coming in the supermarket, or if you're doing a door knocking activity, placing a canopy in the society or somewhere, and doing a door knocking and giving samples of the product, I guess this is something you have to make the customer reach, and then after a couple of months, you will start seeing the results if your product is good. you
Hmm.
know the quality is something which has to be very, very taken care of, and I guess product will pick up. And the point is, this is not about, if you come to spices, it will only be MDH. I'll give you an example. There's a brand called Push Masale, which is based out of MP, Madhya Pradesh. Just got a recent funding of 100 crores. Right. Nobody knows Push Masale out of Madhya Pradesh, but they are very, very strong in Madhya Pradesh. So regionally, even if you go ahead and acquire a region, I guess you're done with the game. Forget about acquiring pan India or something. Don't do that, right? Unnecessarily don't do that initially.
Hmm.
Concentrate on one region. Uh,
Hmm.
uh, you know, get penetrate into it. And I always believe that better to be thick rather
Hmm.
than thin. It's
Hmm.
always good, right? So this is the way how you approach, in the distribution. Go to the distributor, talk to the distributor, understand how your product market is behaving, what kind of rates, are behaving in them, how the rates are there, what
Hmm.
kind of SKU customer require. Do they require a 10 rupee packet, or they require a 50 rupee packet, or a 10-gram packet, or a 200-gram packet? These are all the things minute things which you have to take care of, and then launch your product. So I guess before launching also any product, initial survey or a feedback, a thorough feedback rather, I should say, that has to be done into the market. It has to be understood why people are buying it, what kind of people buy this kind of a product, who are your local competitions in that particular market, right? So this is something which you have to take care of. Reason being, I'll
Basically,
tell you,
understanding your customer very deeply, what is their
very, very deeply, very,
requirement
very
is,
important.
what they need, why they have come to buy your product, and you need to satisfy
Yeah,
all those.
that is something very, very important. And initial studies, and this is survey which everyone does, right?
Right,
You have
right.
to do that being a founder. You have to get your sleeves fold off, get your hands dirty. You have to understand that why, who is buying, who will buy it, and why will he buy it. I guess these are the two factors which has to be kept in mind, and then I guess you will be able to flow your product easily in that. But it's a market. You have to be there into the market, present in the market, understanding the needs. The day you stop your touch with the end customer, or maybe distributor, or your retailer, or your wholesalers, I guess then you're gone out from the market. So this market can wipe you off also in 2 months.
Correct.
So I'll be very, very honest with you. If your product doesn't work in the market, they will not accept the product again. So, it's basically you're moving on a very tight rope, right? Rather, I should say that. But once the product becomes a hit, once the
Hmm.
product becomes a hit, when a customer, once the repeat starts coming,
Hmm.
then it's a never-ending story for you. So I guess these are some key factors you have to keep in mind. So we launched flour with a 10 kg pack, man.
Okay.
Today we have 7 SKUs. We
Hmm.
sell it in 4.5 kg, we sell it in 5 kg, we sell it in 9 kg, 10 kg,
Hmm.
25 kg bag, 50 kg bag, 49 kg bag, 41 kg bag. I don't know how many SKUs. So we actually improved ourselves. We changed ourselves as per the customer needs. Initially, we launched only with 10 kg pack. Today, we have 7 SKUs. We,
True.
la- we, lo- we launched our oil with 1 liter pack. Today, we have 6 SKUs. We start from 200 ml, 500 ml, 1 liter, 2 liter, 5 liter, 15 liter. And now
Mhm.
we are coming up with 30 liter also. Why this changes happen, how this changes happen? Because as soon as we kept on receiving the feedback from the customer, we kept on reviving ourselves, we kept on changing ourselves. This is the way how it works. The customer, you launch the product, you get to know your customer, then your customer will only teach you that how to take the company forward. I'll be honest with you.
Mhm. True, true, true.
Yeah.
So, what does Mitra contribute to the local communities where it operates?
Mitra contributes a very good, healthier, affordable products for
Hmm.
their family, for
Hmm.
them, right?
Hmm.
Mitra uh, works on a propaganda, or Mitra works with a name that healthier things has to be affordable for all. Anything which you term organic doesn't mean organic has to be expensive, right? People
Right.
should understand the meaning of organic, what organic is, how organic is being
The present
developed.
trend in FMCG is so like if we put the organic level in the brand, it becomes expensive.
Just because you pack something into a khadi and tie a knot on that doesn't mean
Ah,
that it has to be expensive, right?
right,
My
right.
point is this: people have to understand.
Yeah.
We want to actually educate the customer that what is the difference between the products, right?
Correct.
How to read the ingredients of the product, how to understand the quality of the product, right?
Hmm.
This is something which we want to educate, and the biggest motto is that health should be affordable for all, right? We are making affordable, good, healthier product. That's something which we are working on. Pricing play an important factor. At the end of
Hmm.
the day, it's India, right? So you have to work according to the customers, and this is what our end motto is, to provide healthier products. Yeah, and the good range of products.
So, what advice you would like to give to the entrepreneur who is looking for to start in a FMCG segment?
You're understanding the market first. This is something which is very important. Second thing, after understanding the market, what you want to launch, right? Why you want to launch, right? So this is one of the most important factor. Why you want to launch,
Hmm.
which category you want to play in, right? These are the some key things which an entrepreneur should look into it. Know your customer is something which is very important. Understand the market, how it behaves. Understand the deep distribution system, how it works, right? uh, Logistics, you want to get into manufacturing on, or you want to get a third party on. I would always term as start with a third party, right? Don't put your own setup initially in the first 6 months, kind of a thing. Understand how the product works. Don't put too much money in the capex. Try to make capex light, kind of a thing. So this is something, and initially you don't get a funding. Whenever you start with your own money.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that money is very, very important, right? How you have to circulate. Your cash flow cycles has to be maintained. They have to be kept very, very intact. How much money you are spending, how much money is coming back. I guess a key eye on the P&L on daily basis, profit and loss statement has to be kept, right? These are some key things, a calculation. You think that if it is right, do it again. Do it again, do it 3, 4 times. At least you get to a conclusion that, this is what I'm calculating is exactly the same, because what you predict on PNL and what actually happens in the market are two completely different things, right? So
Hmm.
you don't know how market reacts. The market doesn't react to you as compared to your Excel. Market reacts like how market will work, right? So you need to work, and you have to become flexible as compared to the market. Market won't become flexible for you. You think that I'm building a Cinderella world. This is something what customer wants. On the other end of the day, customer even doesn't want your Cinderella world. He might need a simple room. You are
Hmm.
unnecessarily giving them a Cinderella world. So don't think that don't never think that you know everything.
Hmm.
And do not try to become a Superman everywhere. This is what I feel. Sometimes I understand that you're intelligent enough. You have taken a courageous decision to start the entrepreneurship kind of a thing, to start something of your own. But the point is that you have to listen to the others. Speak less, listen more. Observe people, what they're saying. You need to take a feedback. Even that guy is a small guy in the market, or even as a bigger guy in the market. Take the feedback from the customers. See, customer is the god at the end of the day, right? So
True,
I
true.
guess put your egos aside, understand the market, you
Hmm.
know, or fold your sleeves, get your hands dirty, forget about that you're a founder at least for the next 3 years, and get into the market, understand why people are buying it, what people want. Actually, you need to understand what people want.
Hmm.
If you are able to understand what people want, I
Hmm.
guess you have an idea in your hand. So,
Correct, correct,
so
correct.
there are two ways to build up a company, man.
Yeah.
One, you are solving a pain point of the customer. Point number one, that it should be good enough to solve any pain point of the customer. Second, you are in a game of a demand and supply,
Mm,
right? If these two factors has to be kept in mind. If you're able to solve the pain point, why? See, if you are able to solve the pain point of the customer, that what customer wants a good affordable product. And
mm.
he wants a, this kind of product in this kind of a range. We gave it to them. We solved the pain point. Bang on, done.
Mm.
Became hit in the market.
Thanks,
This is
Abhishek,
something which
for
we,
giving your valuable
sure,
inputs and helping our community, at large. So I would
sure.
like to thanks our, viewers as well who have, time to us. And if you like this episode, kindly comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Thanks for watching.